Welcome back. I'm Coach Tina. Today I'm going to talk about the deadlift and how not to hurt your back. Let's get started. What is the deadlift? The deadlift is a lower body exercise that uses a hinge movement, means bending at the hips, hinging at the hips in order to lower the body. And what the deadlift does is two things. One, it strengthens the lower back and it strengthens the glutes. The lower back and the glutes, or the muscles around the lower back, support this area. So when someone does the deadlift improperly, instead of relying on their butt and their lat muscles, they rely on the lower back. And if you think about a skeleton with nothing else, you have bone structure up here, the rib cage, the arms, everything's supported, and you have the pelvis, leg bones, everything. But between lower and upper body, there's just one long, thin spine. So what supports that spine, connecting the lower and upper body, is your core and all your back muscles. So the deadlift is so important in terms of strengthening the posterior chain. So your core's around here, right? But your back muscles and your butt muscles support everything behind you. The deadlift teaches you, or actually not teaches, strengthens that area. I'm going to go over the moves. So normally when someone hurts their back doing the deadlift, it's because they're picking something up this way. So, I'm bending over to pick something up, and when they pick it up, can you see how my back is reaching over to pick this up? When I do this, the pressure, the pull of the weight is now on my back. However, if I'm going to do it properly, which means bending at the hips, aka hinging at the hips, pushing my butt back, I'm actually sitting into my heels. A lot of my weight, I can almost fall back, a lot of my weight is being held up by this. So when I do the deadlift exercise, I'll give you a look. I'm bending at the hips, my weight is really into my heels, I'm pushing my butt back because that means my butt is taking the brunt of this exercise, and I'm keeping the weight close to my legs because where my legs are is my center of gravity. If I was to let the weight fall out here, I can totally feel it in my lower back. If the weight's too far from me, then the weight is pulling me forward, and this is now supporting me, my lower back, instead of my butt and hamstrings. If I keep the weight close to my body, it's near my center of gravity, my balance is better, and then I can anchor the weight into my heels. I feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings, and my butt is working to support me as I come up or come down. So, even if the weight is a little heavier, let me grab it so you can see. I'll be right back. So here I have a heavier weight, right? And I'll just hold it this way. If I lower it and let it fall like in front of me, I can feel it pulling on my lower back. I have to keep it near my center of gravity. So here, all along my body, right below me is my center of gravity. If I bend at the hips, I'm kind of anchored into my heels. This is supporting me. I have a long spine. I'm tucking my lats down. So when I pick it up and put it down, the only place I feel this move as I come up and come down is here and here. And this, where all the back muscles connect, is helping support the move. Now, why would this matter? I'm going to show you an everyday example. So here's a box. Well, it's actually a speaker. I'm going to show you how someone might typically pick it up if they're not consciously thinking about that deadlift move or using their butt and hamstrings to help them. I would pick it up like this. This is how someone throws their back out. Picking it up, you see how my back is rounded over? I'm actually picking stuff up with my back now if I go like this to pick it up, right? But if I utilize the exercises that I learned using the deadlift, I can do it two ways. I can either squat down a little bit more, I'm seated back on my heels, bring it close to me, so close to my center of gravity to pick it up, or I can use more of a deadlift move, hinging at my hips, so I'm anchored here in my glutes and hamstrings. I'm tucking tucking my lats. My lats are all the big muscles along my back on my back, tucking it into, like, think of pulling it down into a pocket. You see how I bend more at the hips, big chest, and I can pick it up this way. It's my legs doing the picking up. And that's the way you want to pick something up. So the deadlift is, instead of avoiding it because you've felt like in the past you've had back pain, consider the form. You want to make sure the weight is near your center of gravity, you're anchored more into your heels and your butt, that your lats are pulled down and towards your back pockets. And that's how you protect yourself and strengthen yourself. I hope this is helpful, and if you like this post, you know what to do. I would be so grateful if you liked it and subscribe down below. And if you've got any questions about deadlifts, post it down below. I'd love to help you. I'll see you next time.